Okay, so welcome everyone in the second session of our training for Context QA. Today we are going to discuss about the practical work, means how to use our recorder to create a no-code test automation, right, for
Yeah.
web application and uh, and then API testing, data-driven testing. So we will perform all different kinds of testing today. Okay. So we will learn today to use our recorder tool to automate a few things. Okay. So for this one, we will be taking example of Orange HRM. Okay, and uh, and we will go from there. So the problem we are trying to solve over here is with people with manual testing experience or business analyst experience should be able to automate software testing process. Okay. But for that, we also need to keep in mind that they should have a product knowledge first, right? Because the software testing is about testing your product, and tools are just tools to automate your manual efforts. Say is our goal is to enable people, provide the tool to the teams um, to automate the software testing process easiest in the easiest way possible, right? So
Right.
that's why we created a Chrome extension. Yesterday we looked at it, how to install the Chrome extension, right? So you go here, click on Chrome extension and add the Chrome extension, and over here if you see it, uh, the, the Chrome extension, like you can also say that so this is the latest version of the Chrome extension, should be 1.8.19. But we are constantly making changes to the Chrome extension. So if there are any new features needs to be added, it will automatically add it to the Chrome extension. So it updates in real time. Okay, so moving forward, you will log in to the Chrome extension once you have it. So you can add a Chrome extension, you can pin it, so the icon will be visible over here. Once the icon is visible here, you, you can click on it and it will show this kind of view to you if you are logged in. And you will see these two sections. One is a create a test case and one is a test suite. Now create a test case is the same way you are creating the test case over here. So you can create a test case from our Chrome extension as well as our portal. Okay. So let's start. So let's say like you are creating a new test case for login feature, right?
Mhm.
Login feature, and this is Orange HRM, right? And then what we are trying to say is it is a training session, and you can add a description, right? And any labels you want to give. So for the people at the Ask Me Technologies, right? It is very important that while we are strategizing, right, add a description, add a tags, and add details as much as possible, because it will help us to group all these things together, right, and add more details to these test cases so we can debug and fix things faster. Okay,
Okay.
so that is the goal. So now you will see this section where you will see the recording, right, recording buttons as well as validate steps and this one. So you can go to the sites that you want to taste and you can start recording. So you can start recording and it should start. So let me just, okay. So you come over here, you can say that, okay, it is admin. You can say that admin 123, click on login, right? And you can click on admin over here, admin search, right? And so this is the just step we recorded. So we want to just make sure we logged in and we added all the steps to test, right? That is the one of the test case that verify the login scenario or verify the login, right? So that could be your test case. So what did we do here? We recorded, but with the recording, what we got, our recorder recorded all the steps for you. Okay, and these are the human like a natural English or plain English text that it writes for you. Okay, so where this scenario is very applicable is we have a new customer and we are developing a test cases for them, and you do not want to think one things like each step by yourself. You just play around with the tool and it will record all the steps for you. So it will clarify so many things like what you are trying to do, and also it will add all the labels and all the details for you. Okay, does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, at the same time we are also like adding a like a, this these buttons. So let me see. So okay, so once you record it, right, and I will show you the this button behavior. But once you do it, right, you can click on the validate part. So what it does, it makes sure are all the steps are working or not, because sometimes you need to do the minor tweak to work. Most of time it will be accurate, right? So our goal is whatever it takes to automate for 8 hours or 6 hours with Selenium, we want to do it in a less than a minute. That is our goal. Okay, and our goal would be do more testing, more maintenance for them, so they see the value and we can get a long-term projects. So that is the value that we are planning to get out of all these things. Okay. So what we did, we recorded it, wrote into the plain English for us, we validated, everything looks good. If you want to see in a detail, right, then you can go here and click the pencil icon, and you will see all some details about here. Now you can come over here and add more description or more metadata over here for your personal reference, or you can add more details to counter specific requirement. Our goal is each test step or each test case should be aligned with the requirement, and that's why all the fields are here. So the more details you add will add more clarity for the developers, that why you created this test case, why you added this test step. Okay, so once you validate it, there are a couple of things on the screen that you are seeing. One is this recording button, one is a validate step, this is a logout button. These are the steps that we recorded. You can also click here and add assertion statements after that. Okay, means you validated and you are saying that now this current page URL is this one, so you can just add new step here, right, and click here, and you can just copy and paste this URL, that you are verifying that this URL is correct or not, right? So the simplicity over here is it is like a fill in the blanks for you, right? Just you select the template, click edit, and add the data. It will save and verify for you. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. Okay. So now once it is automated, right? So then you go to our platform where you will say that this test case, whichever we recorded over here, is visible now. Okay. So once it is visible, right, you will see the same steps here and all, and you can say that, okay, now run. The good part of this test case is it's already automated for you. So no extra step you need to do. What we did is just record, right? And if we need to add assertion steps, we just add it, and it executed, and we will see it executed, right, in how many seconds, right? In 10 seconds. It executed and automated for us, right? And it will provide us a recording, it will provide us a trace. Now for our team members, QA team members, they will get a more time to review what are the calls they are making. They will try to understand the APIs and all if they want to. So, but they will not be reinventing a wheel, how to learn Selenium, how to do in Selenium, how to do it in APM or WebDriver IO, right? So they do not need to worry about that. Everything will be here. Are we good here? Like how to record and how to execute test using context queue? Okay. I
Yes.
think, yeah. So at the same time, it will provide you all the information over here that that it ran, and these are the results we got, all passed. There are some network related, some warnings we are getting. That's the common, but other than that, everything looks good. Now, if we go here in the test steps, right? Uh, During the execution for the first time, it automatically captures all the screenshots of the particular field, right? That like for example, this is for the login button, right? This is the search button that we click, right? And when we run the next time, it will check that is everything okay or not, right? You can automatically test again and again the same thing. The same thing can be automated as well using the CI/CD pipeline, which we will take a look next week in the another two round of sessions. So here, if we go here, we ran successfully. This is the another test case, and we see the test results, and we found out that there is some differences in the page loading. There is some discrepancies, some changes right over here for the password field. So what we did so far, right? Going back, we went to the website, we recorded all the steps we wanted to do. We added steps using the templates over here, right? To verify all the assertions over here. So that is what we did. And once we did that, we did that, we validated that step. So it provides us these things, right? Now, let's take an example of errors now. Okay, so I go here, and for example, at some point you think like your password field is changed, right? So you come over here, and that was the one of the question we got from Sachin yesterday, that what if your UI changes, right? What if that element is changes? So if that particular step is failing, you can come over here, right? And it will start the recording, right, for you. So like yeah, so it will start recording for you, and once you click on it, so it automatically updates it for you, so you do not need to do anything. What you need to do is, if something is changed and failing, then you need to re-record the step for you. Okay, so I just put the wrong like for our testing purpose. Yeah, so let me stop, right, and save. Okay, so what I did right now is I changed the password to the search field, right, where it should fail, because there is no search field on our login screen, right? So I just put the wrong password. Now, if I click on the validate part, it should fail, right? This particular step should fail. And once it fails, like we will see the error that search is not found, record this step again. So this is the process where you will clearly know that this is not this is something where it is failing and what you need to fix. So what you can do here, you can say that, okay, search is not found, but here you were trying to do the password. So you just come over here, start recording, right? You click on it, right? Like, sorry. So we needed to do password field. So we selected the password field now, click save. Or yeah, I need to fix this, but yeah. So what you did, you updated the selector, or you updated the change selector, right? And you just click validate again, and that will fix the issue. So as a tester or as a team member, what we want to learn is how to record a test case, how to add assertions, how to execute the test case, how to debug the test case, because there will be a time that a few of things might fail. Okay, so at that point, it is very important for us to debug and fix the issue. So I will pause over here and ask if you have any questions for me.
No, I think we are good.
Okay, so the goal over here is, if in the past it was taking 8 hours to automate one test case, With this tool, you should be able to automate at least 20 test cases in a day, right? As like all these things like debug and fix, because 15 minutes to half an hour is a lot. We are trying to do like less than a minute or less than 5 minutes if debug and all is not a straightforward, but still 50 minutes are a lot for us. So we should be able to do that like 20 test cases in a day. And you also need to provide the feedbacks that what could help you to even do faster, because our goal would be to support large quantity of the test cases, right, in a timely manner and provide value to our business. That will strengthen our business as well. Now, the next point is, so we looked at this part. You can also, like, if you want to tell anyone, like if your customer, or our customer or different teams are not using Jira, then you can copy from here, like the click copy button, and paste it somewhere, right? So I'm not sure what is the right place, but I can just place it here, and it will place like copy all the steps for us, right? So that is what we can do as well. Now, moving forward, going back to our test case, right? So we will look more into now run details or some more configuration. And this is similar questions that everyone asks us, right? What is the difference in context QA?
Yes.
Yeah, compared to the all other tools. And so yeah, let me see. Okay. So yeah, so we are logged into the same test case that we had now. Okay. So from here itself, right, you will see that this executions finished successfully status you can be found here. You go inside, right? Here you will see the run history, and run history will show you the test case execution, right? A video trace viewer will be available for you, and at the same time, all the steps that executed over here will be available. And you will also see the visual regression icon. You will see the HTML code that is affecting this particular change also will be highlighted. So you can imagine what are the value we are trying to provide to the developer from the testing side, right? That this is the issue, this is the difference we are getting, this is the code it is affecting, and this is the network log. At the same time, they will be able to see the like what is the recording and trace look like for that given instance, right? So like I'm not sure why it didn't load here, but yeah, the trace will be visible over here. So our goal is to provide as much as details to our customer, right? And let me see if oh yeah, sorry. So okay, so going back here, so so we are providing a trace information to our developer for our own curiosity purpose, right? What could have failed, as well as much as details we can provide. And if there is an actual error that you can analyze, and it will analyze for you, so you can have more things to tell to your developer, right? While we are working with the development team over here.
Okay.
Moving forward, I want to showcase a couple of things, how to customize, what makes us a different than Selenium, because Selenium and other tools are also providing a record and play tool, right? So what is the difference? So the one difference is it is a fill in the blanks, means creating the test case for the first time is easy for anyone. But how easy is it to maintain, right? When the requirements are changing. And that's where the context QA plays a role, right? So for example, you're like a, you want to add assertions over here, and you can just say that like verify that the current page URL is this, right? And we will copy the data from here, right? And just paste it here and create. So what we did here, right? We added a step in between, right? And then we can go anytime over here, click these three dots and change the value also over here, right? So the value we bring on the table is the customization, right? Customization when you need with more assertions that you do not need to find how to do the assertion in Java or Python or Ruby or any language, or which frameworks to use, right? You do not need to worry about that because that problem is already solved. Your focus should be more on the testing, that I want to test this website, how to test it, and we will provide all the features to you. Another thing over here is you can do the reorder, right? So we added a step in between. You can also reorder such a way that if you want to customize few things, for example, we added this verify step of the system users over here, but you want to do like you want to finish all the recording first and then reorder to this level, and you can just say update and it will update for you. Okay, so here you are just verify the URL over here, and then you can just run, and at this time this particular test case or particular test step will use this order to execute. So customization is very important in testing functionality, and that is what we are trying to provide here. Okay, so it is not able to compare exactly because it couldn't find the data. So whenever it fails, it will fail like this, that actual result, it found this one, but expected this one. So let's see. Okay, so the point over here is we provide a customization for you, and that is the one thing. And here you have the templates that you can search for, like for example, verify related or the URL related. So this is your search area that you can filter out which templates to use. So the good part over here is, like for example, you want to add URL related specific uh, template, right? So you can search from and click on the plus button, and that will add the template over here. So that is the simplified. So there will be a many templates, but you need to filter out based on the either what you want to do, right? You want to wait, you want to do the like checkbox, select, scroll, mouse over, right? Window, navigate, all these things you can filter it out, right? Like enter related event, and there is only one event for enter, so you can just click plus button. It will say that enter deep in, right? And like a login field, right? Create. So this will do the work for you. Are we good so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now the next part is doing the API testing using context QA. Okay, so going back to this one, we can add API over here as well. So I will just remove the extra steps that we added, so you can edit, right? Or delete from here. So let's delete this step. So let's delete this step. Let's delete this step, right? And let's add one more endpoint for REST API. And here we are going to check any REST endpoint. So currently I'm taking example of fake API, but in future we can take any of these normal API that you are testing with the Postman. Now, before we go into the API testing, like why are we doing API testing, right? Because it is more stable than your functional testing. But why in a context queue and not in a Postman? Because many times you want to test your APIs along with your functional testing, and Postman doesn't provide that, right? Postman is just API testing. So for example, you have created a user using your interface, or you have logged in using your interface, and now you want to verify certain things, right? Like for example, if I log in here and go to the user sections here, right? Admin. And here, if I want to say, like, if I want to add user, so I use, yeah, if I use these features to add username and like all the information, right? And add password, and save. Or let's see. Okay. So like if I add it and now I want to verify using API, then it is a much more stable than I go here and find it out, right? Because that's where you're going to verify a couple of things, your API is working or not, and your functionality is working or not. So you need to integrate your functional testing using API, and that's where this tool can be helpful. So you can go here and find any API to test. So currently we are going to test like this post API, right? So how to do it? So you can add like get all posts from fake API, whatever the title you want to write, right? You can just paste the get request here, and it will return all these information, right? And yeah, let me see. Okay, and accept. Okay, and we are storing all the posts in our comments into this section, and click on create. And you can also verify, like you want to verify comments dot post ID is one or not, and all the details. So we will go through that in the next session, but let's try to create this one and create over here. So what we did is integrated API testing along with our functional testing. You can have, and this is the icon we have. The important part over here is to just know that we have the capability, right? And we are able to integrate with it. And now if you run it, it should work as a normal test case, and that particular step should pass. So that is the expectation. Now, in the next session, right, when like we meet next time after you practice it, we will go towards the actual use case about how to apply UI testing and the API testing towards the e-commerce application, right? So that will prepare us with the real world use cases about what are the different test cases that we can create, what are the different endpoints should we check, and how to come up with the solution. Because as a testing solution provider, they will be hiring us, or they will be getting us as an expert that how to do XYZ stuff using low code, no code tool. So for us to know the real world application or real world implementation of such things in our platform is very, very important, right? Any questions so far?
No, it's okay.
Okay, so that is one thing. Another one, like I want to show the parameterized testing, right? So the way it works is like, for example, I'm just so far we talked about the like a low code, no code over here, right? But we can do few more things over here, such as you can create an element over here, right? So like here, like I can say that click on label, right? And when I click on label, if that element is not in the screen or it is a new screen, I can go here and I can say that, okay, this is the login, login for username, right? And it is a login screen. So I will attach to this thing. And if it is ID or some other parameter, I just add it here, right? And I can add a label, right? So like I'm just testing label, I'm just adding and just click create. So what it will do is it will create a dictionary for us. Yeah, it will create a dictionary for us. So like if I, sorry, I don't know what I did. Okay, so let me do it again, right? So the point over here is we will get such a requirement in future where people will provide us all the websites, okay, or entire websites to test out. Now it will be hard for us to go to the each one and record separately, right? So what we can do is go to our element screens over here and add all the locators for that specific screen so we can reuse later on, right? So here I was trying to add like I added this one login username, but let me add another one, right? That login password, for example. And that can be for our individual customer, right? So we can say that this is a login screen and this is the ID, right? And this is the password. And I'm talking about the large customer like Amazon or those kind of customer that we are targeting, right? So they will have a like a 20 screens, 40 screens. So we need to have such a library created with all these elements so we can use it later on, right? So we can just say, okay, this is for password, for login screen, this is the ID. Now we can go to the test case screen and add all the steps like verify or click, right? Whatever the value we want to provide, we can provide over here. And like we can say that it is a username, right? So this is the one we added login username for that login screen and just create. So what we are trying to do over here is using the parameterized test, right? Where we parameterize the particular label or particular action or particular selection of the username or any field. So we can reuse in a different way, like we click on login, and now at the same time we can say that enter deep dot borrowed, right, in, and then we can provide the same way login username, right? Sorry. Yeah. So here, like we do not need to do like a double times and we need to find those locator. We added one time and all the screens, all the test cases, because we will have a 10 different test cases for the login. We can use this parameterized feature to automate and reuse particular element. Any question on API testing or parameterized testing?
It's okay. Anil, it's okay for you?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because our customer or us specifically, because we are, as I will be repeating again and again, what we are trying to do is like 10,000 test cases converting to our platform, right? So the parameterize it is, the modular is it, or maintainable it is, right? It is very helpful for us. So it is very crucial that we pay attention, right, how to parameterize this, because again, this is not like code, right? This will be a like full-fledged system. So then you need to plan accordingly and make these changes so it can run efficiently and help our customer to get the results faster. Now, at the same time, we can also introduce a step group. So step group is the reusable component, right? So for example, for any given system, you always need to log into the system, right? Then you can go over here and say that, okay, login Orange HRM, right? And you can add similar status over here, or it is login related functionality, right? And Orange HRM login.
So shared steps is basically.
Yes, yes. So yeah, it is a common test case you want to use every time, right?
Correct.
So for example, I go here and like say, okay, go here. Or like just take me this example for now, very high level. So you can say that, okay, go to this URL and then go to the click on label, and then you can say that username, like click on that one and enter admin, like for example, right? In this field and create. So you created this step, and now these are the steps, for example, being used every time. So you can go to your test case now, or whenever you are writing test case, and there are multiple ways, but the way you can do it is you go here and you can start your test case with this step group. So you can like click here step group, and you can select the login one, right? And the one we created, and you can just click create, and you will see it, all the steps will be listed over here. You can also like move it up, right, and delete the others.
Yes. So my
Right.
profile section, let's say if you are writing the test cases for any user profile or something, that you have to write again and again login scenario, so that we can use shared steps.
Yes, yes, yeah, that is the point over here. Yes. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I mean by modularity and reusable components, right? Parameterize and step groups, because that is very crucial to us. But and at the same time, I'm showcasing all the features, right? Because we are creating a full-fledged training. But at the same time, go slowly, because you will need to do like first is you should understand the recording piece, right? And then you should understand how to run the basic test case, and then go incrementally in the order that I am showing. Because if you're trying to do very complex, then you will confuse yourself from the day one, right? And our goal is you to be expert in this particular tool, so we can solve customers' problem.
Yeah.
Okay. And provide us a feedback also, like what you found confusing, so we can improve for the next training session as well. Okay, so we talk about this parameterized and reusable component. Couple of things we want to do here is we can also add a for loop, and that is the data-driven testing. So this is the scenario where you have multiple data set or multiple data that you want to test. So you go to our navigation bar, click on the test data profile, click on create, right? And you can click on and you can create the data profile of the username and passwords, like, right? So you can say that this is login credits for Orange HRM, right? Some data profile. This is more like Excel spreadsheet, and you can give the ID to it, right? User, and then it's a username, and you can add a column by plus button over here. So you can say that this is the password, right? And you can say that is admin, and here is admin 123, and you can add row from here with the plus button, right? And yeah, the and click on create. Okay, so let me, okay, so click on create. So it will create a data for you. Okay.
Yes.
Now you can use the same data in your test case, because, for example, if you are testing login functionality, you do not need to write 20 times the same test case, right? And that is the purpose over here. So you click on the for loop, right? And you can say that is Orange HRM like login credentials, right? And you can say that start with 01 and end with whatever the data. So I think we chose the different profile. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Um, we can select this one and just click create. So it will create a for loop for us. And within that for loop, if you create a step, right, click on label, right? And when you click on this label, it will go to the particular screen to just use that label, right? So that is one thing. But at the same time, you can add here, and then now you say that, okay, enter test data, and test data, you can say that this is a parameterized test, and you can say that username, because it found out those two parameters from this data profile for you automatically. So if you see it, all automatically parameterized for you. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So our goal is use a data profile, use a parameterize of labels, as well as use a parameterize username and parameterize the test data, right? So that is the goal over here. Another scenario that I would like to mention over here is how to parameterize environment variables over here, because one of the use case our customer faces, they want to run the same test case into the dev, test, stage, and prod environment. So the way you do it, right, and click on create environments, dev, ORHM, right, anything is fine, username, admin, and password, admin 123, click create. So it created the environment for us, which is dev. You can have the different environments as well for you, right? Now you can go to the same test case and say that you want to parameterize this one. So you say that like a same over here, you can add an environment variable, right? So you can say that like enter username into this field. And earlier we used the parameterize, right, for data driven testing, but here you can use the environment. You can say that, okay, this is the environment you want to use, which is this Orange HRM, and you can filter it out as well. So you are just adding here. So you see the pattern at our star, right? So these are the pattern we have for data driven testing and environment. So what it will do is, from specific environment, it will take the username field and replace it for you. So that is the change, or that is the low code no code implementation look like in context QA for loop, as well as the environment specific testing or data driven testing. Any questions so far?
No, it's okay.
Okay. And we will, again, when we start implementation, we will first create the strategy, right? How to implement these things, because we need to plan it accordingly and then implement it. But once you implement it, it should be running consistently. So we have a 9 minutes, so I will quickly go through the couple of other features. So we talk about test cases, we talk about the elements, right? Elements, we also have a filters and sorting criterias, right? So you can go through it, you can edit and delete from here as well. So I can delete, but so yeah, so these are the features we have. You can also see which are the elements are not currently used, or these are the elements are used right now. So this is the another view you can look at it, right? And what are the, if we have any duplicate or not, right? So that is the feature we provide. Over here, you can select the how many data profiles are used or how many data profiles are not used, right? So it will filter out accordingly for us. So it is very high level filter, and filter capabilities that we have, and you can search from here as well. Now, taste suits, right? So taste suits are there, like we can create a taste suits. So the way taste suits is a folder structure for you, because we have a large customer base, or a particular customer has a large like taste cases, right? Too many taste cases, so they need to create in a certain folders so they can organize and run in parallel. So the way it works is like this is the one test case that you can create regarding to the login. Like test suite, sorry. And you can say that if it has any dependency or not. But then from here, you can say that this is the login related test case that you want to add, or right. So like we can say that, okay, just add this one only for now and save. Right. So we added one test case over here. There is no prerequisites, and click create. Right. And the last one, it failed. But yeah, you can see from here, and you can just go to the particular test case that test suite we create, right? So let's search for it, the one we created. Right. And we can run it from here as well, the same test suite. Yeah, because we modified the same test case with just random data, so it might not work. But the point is, you should be able to run it from here. Now, another feature we have is a test plan. So test plan comes in place when you have multiple test suites, or one test suites you want to run with different configurations, such as different browsers, different device types. That's where it comes in place. So the way it works is you can create a new test plan, right? So we can say that this is the new test plan. This is the like login related test plan. So just add a label and a test plan to test for Chrome and Firefox, right? And you can go here, add a test suite, right? And you can search for it, or you can find it from here. So let's see. This is the particular test suite that we created, login specific, right? And click on add. And from here, you can add devices or browsers over here. So like here, you can say that these are the devices you want to use. And you can say that these are the browser you want to use. So this is the Chrome, and click on create. So this will run on the Chrome. You can also select and say that, okay, create an add to existing, right? Or sorry, let's see, create a new device, so that Firefox, and you can select the browser again, and you can say that Firefox and click create, and it will run. And then click on next. These are some additional configuration if you want to give it, right? When to fail the test case and when to not, and click on create. So based on that, it will create a test plan for you that can run on the like a Firefox and the Chrome in this particular scenario. Okay. And once you run it, its results will be visible through two ways. One is one would be from here. So let's see the like login specific test plan. Not sure. Okay, so this was the one we added, right? So if it has any test cases, it will show up over here, but currently we haven't run it. But generally, like this is mobile specific testing that we are doing. So you can click over here. It will list out all the recording and all the information for us. So let's take a look at the like this is the cross browser testing. So once you run it, you can click on it, right? And it will tell you this ran into the like a Chrome, and one ran into the like Firefox, and it will provide you the like recording for both of those. So when you have a cross browser testing, it will provide all the details like this. Okay. So we have 3 minutes left, so I will not push all the learnings all at once. It is very high level, but again, we will have 2 more sessions to go and do things practically. So my request for all of you would be to go to our site, to try to play around, come up with the questions until we schedule the next 2 sessions, right? So similar time, maybe next week I will coordinate with Ashok and other stakeholders. When would we like to have another 2 sessions? But this was a very high level about the product features. But now we will deep dive into like how we can automate one e-commerce application using Context QA in less than 2 hours. Okay.
Okay.
Any question? Renu?
Good, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, perfect.